Well, all the kids in the school hunt, fish, boat, ATV, dirt bike. So I thought the outdoor ed program should not be just core. It should expand to all the activities the kids are involved here so that they can do it safely and they can do it with the proper licenses and certification they need. So that's what my junior outdoor ed class is. We do a lot of survival and first aid stuff, and we do the hunter training program, the firearm safety program, the boating program. We do some fly tying, some fly fishing, because we got destination fly fishing lakes right here 10 minutes from the school.
Junior outdoor education was, how should I put it? It was the fun aspects of outdoors. We learned about survival skills and basically the fun things about being outdoors.
I was able to learn how to make a fire in really bad conditions. It's snowy, it's rainy, it's not fun, it's cold, because I live in this valley and I go hunting a lot and I'm out in the woods a lot, so those are really important skills for me to have. So if I get in a situation, I know how to deal with it.
Senior outdoor ed class we just started last year, and I followed the same theme. So the senior outdoor ed class that we ran this year was based on getting the kids certification that would get them jobs after school. So the kids this year, they got their food safe, their WHMIS, their traffic control and flagging, their first aid level 1 OFA with a travel endorsement. They got ground search and rescue GSAR trained, and they're certified in GSAR, so they're first responders here in our community. And so that's what our senior outdoor ed class was towards using the outdoor ed experiences to get these certificates so the kids could put them on a resume and say, look, I'm ready to get a job.
Senior outdoor ed, I loved it because it was practical. It wasn't necessarily outdoor experiences, it was a more real life experience.
My favorite experience in outdoor ed has to be the practicing river rescue while obtaining my GSAR ticket. It was just the start of winter, first day of snow we had, and we were floating down the Kuskonax River in full dry suits. The certificate I got that was a part of that was the ground search and rescue ticket, and you have to have 80 hours of practical experience to obtain it, and once you obtain it, you're qualified to join the search and rescue. And I actually have joined the Nakusp Search and Rescue as a result of that.
The entrepreneurial thing was kind of an accident that started 3 years ago. So what happened was I found these flashers, a tri-flasher thing, and right away I looked at it and I thought, wow, that is awesome. I gotta have one, because you catch a lot of fish with this thing.
Basically, Boswell brought this invention home one year when he went fishing on Malcolm Island. He said, this is cool, we could mass produce this. And I was one of the people that he first brought it to, and he asked me how I could improve it. We put our heads together and we made a jig to help create them faster and make them better.
It was made out of plexiglass, and we have a plexiglass bending thing down here in the shop. And I like the kids to work in the shops and use the shop skills to do outdoor ed activities and kind of combine the two skills.
He got all the kids to make them from scratch. He brought in the plastics, they drew out the little design, they would cut it, they would fold it, they'd bend it, they'd put the metal brackets on it, put the stickers on it, put the vinyl finishing on it and everything. And then we would travel and sell it ourselves. So it was really like real life learning, because somewhere in real life sometimes you don't make the actual product, sometimes you just make it. So it was like encompassing everything you could need in an industrial market from start to finish. And it was really interesting that way because it made us understand why you wanted to sell it and how it worked, and you didn't just learn how it worked, you actually understood how it worked.
We put together 100 of them and we sold them, and we did quite well. And we used some of that money to fund the stuff you see in the classroom. The second year we did it, I took my peer tutors of my junior outdoor ed class. I have the senior kids come back. They like the outdoor ed class so much they want to take it 2 or 3 times. But it's kind of redundant to take the same certification over again. So I bring them back in as mentors, like leadership mentors. So I had the peer tutors take on the entrepreneurial thing, and we took it to the hunting and fishing show at the Abbotsford Tradex, which was a real cool experience because some of these kids in this school don't get out of this community. They've never been to a huge trade show. This is an international trade show. We bought a booth. The kids designed the booth. They put together a promotional video. We had professionally made banners. We had t-shirts, the whole 9 yards. We figured out how to set it up and load it down and take it in and out, because that's all part of it, right? We taught the kids how to talk to the public. Half of our booth was designed for tourism and Nakusp, so they had to take a bunch of courses at Selkirk College, and then they were involved in a whole bunch of touristy stuff, talking to the Chamber of Commerce and getting involved with the community. So not only did they have to know about the flashers, they had to know about tourism in the Kootenays.
I went to the Tri-Flashers show in Abbotsford last year, and there I helped sell the flashers, and I helped make and produce them and cut them and set up the booth and take down the booth and be part of the team, really. It was really hard kind of at first because I was 13 at the time, so I'd have to walk up to random strangers and just start talking to them about my product. I've gained more confidence talking to people actually, and I feel more confident if I had a job interview. I feel like I could speak better and be able to answer questions better when I walk into that situation. And just talking to adults on the street, I don't feel so shy.
We had other exhibitors that they've been doing these shows for 20, 30 years from Florida to Alaska. These are professional exhibitors. They're walking into our booth and saying how impressed they were that, a bunch of high school kids would show up to a trade show like this and actually try this. This year, the senior outdoor ed class, I asked them if they wanted to take a shot at the flasher thing, and they said they did. And so this year we made 300 flashers. We redesigned the booth. We took it to a different show, the Vancouver International Boat Show.
I went to the International Boat Show this year, again, to sell the Tri-Flashers, and honestly, that was an experience that you could not mimic. There was just so much that we had to do. We actually ran a booth. We were not there like some kids selling lemonade. We actually had a business for those days.
Having done the 2 outdoor shows, just talking to people all day, it makes you more confident in real life.
It was definitely a big experience for talking to people, learning how to sell something so people will want to buy it. I knew virtually nothing about fishing, and I still managed to sell 25 flashers in a day, which was a lot. It was like $2,000 worth of flashers or something. And I also learned entrepreneurial, how to start a business and price and run a business essentially. I also made a commercial to promote the Tri-Flasher, which was playing while we were at the boat show selling Tri-Flashers.
The Salmon Tri-Flasher is a dummy flasher handmade by high school students. With the capability to flash on even the most cloudy days, Tri-Flasher can catch you trout, dolly, bull trout, halibut, and every species of salmon.
The kids stepped up to the plate. We had the t-shirts, we had the booth, we had the videos, they redesigned the booth. We were in their feature area, like they actually featured us because they'd never heard of a high school ever doing a trade show. The outdoor ed program attracts kids from really high academics, that work well within the school system in the box classroom because they're really interested in this kind of stuff. It's fun for them. And it works really well for the kids that don't fit the school system, the kids that are always around the outside or that school doesn't work well.
I never liked in class at all. I never liked bookwork, but outdoor education, while there is a bookwork component to it, that bookwork seems more relevant than any other bookwork I've done. It's senior outdoor education was like the reason I came to school for the first half of the year. Same with junior outdoor ed. It's the reason I came to school is for that course because I love it. It was the best course I've taken in all of school.
Outdoor ed, it definitely made me aware of how much of a textbook person I am and how different hands-on learning is, and it changed up the way I was learning, and I realized I could learn in a different way.
With the outdoor ed and Tri-Flasher program, the thing is you don't learn one specific skill. Unlike math, you're learning how to do math. With the Tri-Flasher and outdoor education program, you're learning so many skills. It's a bunch of things raveled into one, and I really think that it should be a mandatory course. Every student should have to take it.